Hello there, Only One Kenobi here, Only One. This is going to be a little bit of a spontaneous video. Spontaneous, no script, just point and press and talk, just to catch up, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about Haslab, just a few thoughts on what I want and what I think it will be. What do you think it will be? Please do flood the comments with that, because I don't know, we don't know yet, do we? But we've heard the rumours and usually they're never wrong. But yeah, the first thing I want to say was I went onto Instagram to see if there was any more news on that, and I saw this. TC40, well, we're going to have a look at TC14 here. TC14 is going to be a Shop Disney. Let me start that again. Nearly said Shop Disney then. All I know is it's one of those droid factory things. I'm going to Florida in the summer and I hope to see one swinging on the pegs. A TC14, man, can you imagine that? I don't know if it's going to be vac formed. It doesn't look like it is. Vac metal. Vac formed. Sorry. Vac formed. Vac metal. That is. This one is. This is from, I think that's, I opened that off the actual original card. You can get it in the 30th anniversary as well, so that's the 1999 line. But anyway, TC14, what I would really like to see is a TC14 with a more accurate facial sculpt, because that one is very outdated. But anyway, so that was something I just saw, which was very exciting. And then what else? Just want to go around the room. I have really done a lot of work in here the last few weeks, and I'm looking forward to giving you a full tour. So we're going to have a look around. The only thing I haven't sorted out is the shelves behind here. But I've got my vehicles in place now. And I do want to talk to you about vehicles now, because what I really want for Haslab was, I wanted the Sandcrawler. I'll just be honest with you, because I've been very happy with a few things we got recently. Like this playset is really good, if you want to call it a playset. It's very nice. I have it underneath my barge and I like where it is there. And it kind of activates a whole load of figures to the left and the right. They're all, some of them are knocked over because I've been moving things around in here, but I've got the band one side, I've got some of the entourage the other, so I like that. But it could be the same for the, let's talk about it, let's say it, ladies and gentlemen, the cantina is being said everywhere. If it is going to be the cantina or not, I don't know, but one thing I am interested in the cantina, because of the fact that we don't work at Hasbro, but we seem to have good ideas. I like the ideas that are thrown around, and one of them is that the pack-ins will be the Tonica sisters, and that's perfect because they weren't 96, so they are ripe for something like Haslab as a pack-in. Imagine that. We'd be all over it, wouldn't we? Now, the reason I am not on the fence about the cantina, I would love it because, like, look how nicely that fits under there. But that's the problem I've got. I'm running out of space in here, and I could be doing without finding somewhere for a cantina, because I can only imagine it would be very big, very wide, and I love my vehicles. I like my shelves for my figures, and I like my vehicles, and I like vehicles that can accommodate figures. You know what I mean? So really, my ideal one would be the Sandcrawler. Only because of the fact it's such an iconic vessel, a beautiful design. I just think it would be worthy of the Haslab touch, because no one has ever come close to doing it correctly before. It's just such a big thing that I always imagined it would be a double-decker barge, you know what I mean? Something like that in length and height. And there's been some good ideas knocked around. There's a video that I could probably either leave a link to or put it over the top of this footage. My mate Daniel Chart found it, and I just thought, wow, what a great effort. It was beautiful. It just sort of like, if they could do that in Haslab, I'd be very happy. And the other idea I always had, and I'm going to revisit it again today, is a vehicle that desperately does need a size upgrade. And I did a whole video on that over a year ago. It had a lot of views because it must be something that people are searching upon YouTube or whatever. But the two vehicles that had an upgrade from the 80s were the AT-AT. The AT-AT was a two-man cockpit in the 1980s, but now this vehicle here is the Shadows of the Dark Side line. Look at that. You've got two at the front, you've got space for Veers at the back. So that's the way it was on screen. Same goes for the Falcon. This was a two-seater cockpit in the 1980s. The big Millennium Falcon of the Legacy collection that was also reissued in the vintage collection for the Galaxy's Edge one, which is what you're looking at here, is now a four-seater. The only other vehicle that never got that treatment was the Lambda class shuttle. the shuttle Tidarium, whatever you want to call it. It's a Lambda shuttle. And here we have one here. Although that is a huge vehicle, that cockpit is only a two-man cockpit. Or two-person, to be politically correct. So my dream was always that they would do the shuttle, and the pack-ins for the shuttle would always be, like, Simalu came to mind always. I thought that would be a good idea. And it's appeared in, it was in Obi-Wan Kenobi, it was definitely in The Mandalorian, it was in Andor, and of course the Return of the Jedi. And last year was the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It was just a box that needed ticking, it desperately needed an upgrade, and it's an iconic vehicle. And it's not only a classic, it's in the modern programming. Don't want to say new media, it's a term that gets overused incorrectly. So Sandcrawler was always what I wanted. I just think it's a box that needs ticking as well. It's a classic. By the way, if you're unaware, that's now where I have my MTT just above the door there, which is nice because it leads on to my whole Naboo army thing going on the top shelf here as well, which is nice. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I do promise I will bring you a room tour very soon, full tour. We'll have a look on every shelf, every vehicle, and then right down here, ladies and gentlemen, that is where the Ghost is going to go there. So it's getting full, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, and I don't think I've said, sorry, they have delayed the announcement. It was supposed to be on the, was it May the 4th? They were going to announce it, but they've delayed it. I myself am by no means perfect, so something's obviously gone wrong there, or I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. I don't really want to speculate, and I don't really care. I do want to find out what it is, but to be honest with you, on May the 4th, I wanted to do a video in here opening some figures, so delay all you like, because I'd be making a video on the announcement, but I can wait a bit longer. I don't know what's gone on there. I'm not really that bothered. Some people are angry about it, but whatever. You know, tell us in the fullness of time. But it does beg the question why they're delaying it, doesn't it, man? What's going on? Very interesting. I don't think from this tone of Mr. Stevie's message that they are changing their idea. They better not be. Just imagine they were doing something from... This is the thing, I read a few comments on Instagram and somebody had said maybe they've had a look at what people want and now it contrasts totally with what they were going to do. Like, were they going to do something from the Acolyte? I'd hope not, man. You know, that's not Haslab territory, is it really? People want to back things like cantinas, sandcrawlers, shuttles, and whatever else. People talk about this a lot, you know, for Haslab. They go on about that, but I'm personally quite happy with that. It's been done. Move on. They could do with reissuing that in TVC just as it is with the glass turrets, but, you know, move on. Get something that's totally unique, like a sandcrawler or something. Tonic assisters packed in with a cantina. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I've prattled on long enough. Thank you for watching. I have been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.